Howdy guys, welcome to another Keep Reet YouTube episode and a Reet rundown. And today we've got Mr. Darren Carley. How you doing, mate?
Good.
And we're going to be going over his spicy R35 Pro Drift car. Good save, bro. Enjoy.
Where you from?
Started as an East Coast vibe, now I'm going worldwide. We got this bitch on the crane. I used to take the Mazda 4 drive, now I'm on the 405 like it's fuck you, pain. We really sick of standing outside, had to push them all aside. It's what you get for trying to play me. I bet they make a movie when I die just to talk about my life. They need an actor.
Alright, so Darren, how you doing, mate?
Good. Got to do some laps, so maybe.
Yeah, we got some laps which we'll throw in later. So tell us a little bit about it, a little bit about yourself, a little bit about what you're doing this year. Obviously you're not driving, you're judging this weekend, but D1Z Pro Sport, wasn't driving last week. What are you doing, mate? What's going on?
Yeah, I'd love to be out there driving, like in D1. This weekend helping out for Pro Sport, judging the Taylor and Ben. So something a little bit different, something we've always been keen to try, so it's been cool to be here and experience the different side of things for that this weekend. But yeah, D1 Pro last weekend, just helping the guys like Taylor and Mitch and a few other guys in Pro that we've done some suspension work and stuff for, and unfortunately I can't commit to the full season because we'll be going back to the US soon, so it sort of makes it a little bit hard to commit to doing 3 or 4 of the rounds when you know you're going to miss 1 or 2. So as much as I'd love to do it, it's a huge expense and obviously a big commitment, and I always want to be in the running for the championship when I do it, want to do it right.
So you've been helping Mitch from Australia, Mitch Lana.
Yep.
And he's driving the car Jake had last year, the Law parts.
A90 Supra.
Yeah, A90 Supra with the 2J. Give us a quick rundown on how last season went Formula Drift and what's changed this year.
Yeah, so last year was a massive development season for the Aston. So obviously a car that it's gonna people have semi done before. So there's a few parts out there that work. Wisefab's got at the time they had a rear geometry kit for circuit racing stuff. We modified that, made that work for drifting. So it's kind of like there was bits and pieces that did the job, whereas the Aston's got absolutely zero things for it. So everything in that car is made from scratch. Steering, suspension, the entire rear setup, hubs, arms, everything. Engine's not even the engine that comes with the car. So engine, we put a sequential gearbox in it, a winter's diff, which from factory they're like a transaxle pedal shift. So basically everything out of that car is up from scratch. So we planned to have that car done well before round 1 and get some good testing and everything in. It was meant to have the build motor in it for round 1, which we didn't end up getting in until before round 5. So just little things like COVID had a massive hindrance on how the parts that we had available, how quickly we could get things done. Travel for me, everything was against us building that car. Gonna head back up to some testing soon and then into Long Beach for round 1. So yeah, feel a lot more confident going into this season. Hopefully
It's definitely not a small ask of you to not only build a chassis that hasn't been used before, but also in the top level against the top guys that have proven chassis. Alright, so let's get into this 35. It's a pretty cool story. You've told me a bit about how you built this car, but we'll go over it first, and then you can tell us a bit about how this car came about.
You want to
pop this hood first? Alright, so what's going on here? That's not the right engine to be in this car, mate.
Yeah, well, it's drifting. You mean? Put a different motor in the car.
I know it's really good. So what do we got?
So yeah, obviously a very weird combination. Usually people would probably go the other way with a VR motor and put that in like an SKC or something. I'd always run like 3-litre bottom ends with the 26 head, and sort of the last 10 years of doing RV engines, put all of that into this motor, and it's been pretty good. Like I can't really find a fault that we found the weakness of this. The motors that we're building now, it's 3.4 spool bottom end, full billet main caps and flex plate, dry sump, performance dry sump kit. Cams, Shimless buckets, oversized valves. So we've done everything that we found to be a weak point and just tried to eliminate it every time we built a new motor. We tried to eliminate all those weaknesses. So it's been pretty good. It's about 600 kilowatt now. We run a full season without even looking at it. So, and
how long has that one been?
To be honest, this one's done a lot more than that. So we did the full season in 2021. Then we done a bit of like a whole bunch of driving at either Kelfors days, summer dash, some D1, and track day stuff and testing and all sorts. So that's probably done the equivalent of 2 or 3 seasons now, and still goes like that.
So horsepower, what'd you say again? How much did that make?
About 600 kilowatt.
How much boost?
23 pound.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Low boost.
Yeah,
It's displacement.
And the turbo is maxed out, but it's like it's responsive.
It sounds really similar. It's exactly the same boost I am running or was running in the Barrett 23 PS5.
Yeah.
Big bottom end. Yeah, just a bit on top.
Yeah.
Which is big power. So what does it actually rev to?
8.8.
8.8, not bad.
It's got some high revs, but yeah, it sort of starts running out of power like 7.8. So like you see the boost dropping off around there. And
let's go. What gearbox are you running? Just got a clutch setup.
Yeah, so they run a Tilton triple play, 7.25 inch pipe, then a 5-speed GTI sequential, winches rear end, top axles. Everything else is pretty standard what you see in cars now.
And you've got on the rear mount, everything?
Rear mount radiator, fuel tank, everything's pretty far back. Weight distribution's a big thing. Like when I'm setting a car up, we try to get 50-50-ish.
So how's this car done for you? How long have you had it now? What have you managed with it?
Yeah, wow. It's weird thinking about it because it doesn't feel like that long, but it's like 6-7 years now. And I only ran my 34 for like 2 or 3 seasons, and then as we were building this, and it took me probably 2 to 3 years to get this like to where I wanted it before we could actually start running it in competition. So yeah, probably been about 6 years running this car. Won 2 championships in it. Done 4 seasons of D1Z, been to Aussie, done the internationals. We used 34 for the Trans Tasman one, but done World Time Attack, some other events, but yeah, it's been all over the place, done a lot in it.
You got some plans? Any plans for it? To send it anywhere else? With it?
I'd love to send it back to Aussie. Might be something we're working on at the moment, so potentially could be 2023, maybe 2024, be back in Aussie. And there's a few bigger events that we want to do back here. Like I love driving this car, and it's one that I think I've done so much driving in it now. I'm pretty comfortable, and it's to me a fun car. So I'd love to do things like Summer Bash, like that's a one-off event every year annually. So those sorts of events, I try to bust it out and bring bring it out for those. Yeah, any D1 rounds I can do, I'd be keen to bring it out. But yeah, we'll see what happens. No big plans at the moment, but there's things that we're trying to work on. We'll see what we can make happen.
Yeah, very cool. It's definitely a very solid car, and we'll throw in some footage at the end of this of us doing some laps. Yeah. Some funky stuff went on there.
Pretty blind laps.
Taylor, which is actually now behind the mic as well, behind the camera, I should say.
Yeah.
And so we finished on what actually got you into drifting. Kept you going.
Yeah, well, aside from loving it, I started out with like, so I started out doing all sorts of things like motocross and some go-karting, and had stuff from when I was a very young age, that kind of stuff, which kind of like obviously developed an interest in cars. And when I started to get my license, and the cars that we had were like 922s, and those were our street cars for our generation, and that was obviously what people were using a lot for drifting, and it kind of evolved from that, turning your street car into something a little bit more capable for the track. Working on them in mum's driveway, and making them more powerful, and started going to some track days, and that kind of evolved into doing pro sport. And then after that, one full season of pro sport, ended up winning that championship, so moved into pro in the second year, and then ended up winning my first pro championship my second year in pro. So that kind of kept me hooked in it, and then from there, like, just get pushing it, trying to make it financially viable is probably the biggest challenge, and I guess putting a lot of focus on that, and then that makes you have to commit to obviously the big things to get the biggest sponsorship. You've got to have a good plan and a season laid out from the beginning. So a lot of planning, a lot of thinking ahead, and kind of how we continue to do that at a sustainable rate. And it's a lot of work, but we've been to some pretty cool places and done some pretty cool stuff. So it's a lot of fun, keep me hooked, and to me, I love everything about it coming out. Especially events like some of those, pretty low pressure as a driver, but that's all about having fun and driving what you make. So that's the best part about it.
Yeah, 100%. You've definitely done a lot of cool things, and you've done well, so it's great to see it, and I look forward to seeing what else you got in store, mate.
Sound like a barra.
You wish.
It's annoying as a barra then.
What happened?
I don't know.
We were just in the exact line of smoke.
Yeah, just along for the ride, yeah. I just couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Like, over the top of the hill there, it was like, we came in on a little bit of a funny line, taking it a bit wider, and then
line.
As we came up over the hill, I still got that inside clip, but he must have been like right there too. And couldn't see shit.
Committed to where you thought the track was.
Yeah. I think we weren't too far off, but we definitely went a bit wider.
Close.
Thanks heaps for giving us a run down to your car. Make sure you comment to see the R35 next. And like this video and subscribe. I'll see you next time.
To me when I opened my mind, I was running around the city, man, I knew I had to make some. Wasn't raised a thief, but if I had to, I would take some. Worked the Frito-Lay, I was writing on my break, son. Plotting on a record, waiting for the day we break one.